Hello, my name is Dan Chung, and I'm a PPR certified pickleball coach. And today we're gonna do a breakdown of this finals match at Landsdowne Resort. This is a women's round robin game that we played last weekend. It was very hot. The ladies are troopers for playing. There we go. Let's look at the first point. Very aggressive first point. Let's take a look. So here's the return. Good return. Now Laura's gonna drive that forehand, and look what happens to Norma's feet. It's moving. Her feet are still moving right up to the impact, and that just creates a pop up. You want your feet to be established. That's the first point. 102, short serve. There's a drive by Lauren again. So let's take a look. So here, this drive, because it's driven, the ball is moving fast, and here Norma was able to take the ball from the air, and that makes the far team rushed. You see, it didn't the drive didn't give them enough time to move up and be established at the non-volley zone, and that's why when Norma hits that stronger forehand, Gia is rushed, and because of that creates an error. So if Laura would have dropped that ball a little bit softer, I think they would have had more time to be established. Nice return. There you go. That's a good point. Let's take a look. So nice deep serve. Good return too to her backhand. And that's a decent drive, semi-drive to Gia. Now here's what happened. Gia, instead of going back to Norma deep, because she's back here, you don't want her to come up. So instead of her going deep to Norma, we went to Leslie's forehand, and the ball was a little high, and so Leslie attacks it, but Laura was able to counterattack that with her forehand, going right to Norma's feet. Yeah. So what I have done differently would be Gia back here instead of that. 0-1-2. All right. Here, let's talk about the service motion. The ball is about a foot off the ground. Now, in pickleball, there's a rule saying that you can't hit the ball higher than your waist level. The reason behind that is, as higher the ball gets, the harder you could hit the serve. So by you hitting the ball this low, you're having the ball go up, clear the net, and come back down again. So you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by hitting the ball this low. I would suggest come a little higher. And not only that, let's take a look at that motion. So this is really more like a 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, right? And so when you hit the ball with the paddle tip going down like this, number one, it's impossible to create topspin. Topspin is what you want if you want the ball to be hit hard without the ball going out. So with this angle, you can hit a topspin. And number two, it's very finicky because a slight twist of the paddle will make the ball go left and right. And that's what happened there. It went right. Nice return there. Nice hard drive. Yeah, let's look at Laura's forehand here. You see how she stepped around? Very nice footwork. Paddle back. The only issue that I might have is the excessive backswing. You could see the paddle from here that goes behind her back. And this is a very tennis thing, especially women tennis. You see even Serena do this. And that's because in tennis you need all that power to, hit the ball, right? But in pickleball, everything is smaller, smaller, lighter ball, smaller paddle, lighter paddle. So you don't really need to swing it at it that hard, and so that increases the distance between the ball and the paddle, which increases the chances of error. But still, I mean, it still works. But what I'm saying is, I think Laura's forehand could be even better if she shortens that backswing a little bit more. That's good. So we get the point. There you go. So we got a forehand drive from Laura, and Leslie managed to block that ball, and that's what I like about this shot. Because it wasn't hit hard, the ball drops low, way under the net, and that causes the error by Laura. Because she was expecting the ball high, you could kind of see by her body language, she was expecting the ball high, but it drops. Yeah, right there. Good return again. Okay, so a lot of things happened there. Okay, so we got a return. That was a decent return. You got plenty of loft, so you have plenty of time to come in, but Norma doesn't come in. And because of that, we get pushed back. You see? Now, because we're pushed back, now here, so Gia, this ball. So once again, instead of going back to Norma and keeping her back, we went to Leslie, and not only that, it went a little too high, because look where Leslie is hitting the ball. She could hit down on it now, but she is pretty good with her hands. Now it was still a pop-up, so the near team could have won that point, but I think Leslie was thinking a little too much. She wanted to go cross court. Sometimes, overthinking where you're gonna go gets in the way. Nice deep serve, nice deep return. Yeah, that was all return. 0-3-1. There you go. Okay. There you go. That's a nice point. So here, let's talk about. There's a couple of things I want to talk about at this point. As a team that is not established, your goal is to somehow get up to the MVZ line. And for you to get, the best way to get to the MVZ line is to do a softer drop where the ball bounces. Then they'll give you plenty of time to come up to the MVZ line. Now, why is it important? Well, statistics have shown that if you're at the net established, and providing that all four people are at a even skill level, if you're established at the net, you have 80% chance of winning that point. And so if you're in the back, you only have 20% chance of winning the point. So what does it tell you? You want to be up at the MVZ line. Now you have 50-50 chance. Back here, you have 20% chance. So from where you're standing and you're trying to win the point, that's an uphill battle. So you want to be at an even ground before you try to win that point. And once again, how do you do that is to make a softer drop. And now look at that. That wasn't a soft drop. It was a hard high shot. Now, so once again, so the far team is established. Their job is to keep them back, to prevent them from coming to 50-50. And how do you do that? You want to punch down deep to their feet. That's what you want to do. Any shots that this team makes short is an invitation for this team to come forward. You don't want to do that. Now let's look at this ball. That's a short ball. That's an invitation. but it's an invitation that wasn't received by this team, you see, because Leslie hit that hard again. And now, so Gia gives another invitation, another short ball. And Norma hits that hard instead of soft. So, yeah. So at this point, it kind of shows that, you know, having an understanding of what they should be doing. If you're up at the line, you should push them back, which means punching it hard to their feet. If you're back here and they're established, your job is to get up to the MVZ line, which is having a softer drop shot that bounced into the net so you could come up to the MVZ line instead of trying to win the point from back here. Very nice return, deep down the middle, always works. Bit of a short serve. Yeah, the ball didn't bounce. Serve's a little too short. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, you want that serve to be a little bit deeper. That's a little too short. You want to be at the back third. And Leslie does a great job of coming right up to the MVZ line. And Laura, she's known to drive these things, so she does drive it. And Leslie is... It would have been nice if the both feet were down flat, but still, that's a good position. She's able to hit the ball down. Gia, she digs that up. And the next ball, she hits a soft. That's a good play to her feet. And because the ball drops down, Gia can attack that, right? So what does she do? She has to lift it. Now, the lifting causes the pop-up. So the fact that Leslie hit that ball soft, forcing her to hit up, causes this ball to pop up again. And I really like what Norma does here. Look at that right foot. So she's in a ready position. She sees the ball high. She makes that right foot. She slides that out so she could have nice long space for that forehand to happen. Very nice footwork by Norma. Whoops. There you go. Let's see. So this shot hit by Norma, the backhand, it popped up. And if you look at her feet, see how it's moving? There's a lot of movement. And the ball is coming. It's literally 2-3 feet or 3-4 feet from her. And her feet are still moving. And yeah, that you want to be established and solid when you hit the ball, and that kind of creates the pop-up. And Gia, instead of hitting it down, I think she was surprised by it, so she pops that up again. Yeah, we want our feet to be established while we're making contact. Nice hard return. Bam. Bam. There you go. That's a nice point. Very good defense by the near team. Let's take a look. Oops. Let's go a little bit more. So there's the serve. They got the return. And yeah. So that third shot was obviously too high because that went right to Laura's hitting zone. Norma, she was very fast and reacted to that nicely. Managed to get that back, and it's still high, so Laura is still attacking, which is what you should do. Now here's little, I'm gonna nitpick. So if you have this kind of high ball, you want to go deep. See, the fact that this ball bounced so close, when the pickleball bounces on the ground, you lose a lot of speed. And so when you hit the ball this far away from the player, this slows down the ball so much that it becomes very easy for them to hit the to react to the ball. So if you have that kind of an easy sitter, try to go more deeper to their feet. And so here Norma went to Gia. That's a good play, I think, because she was just, she was hitting that overhead forehand just, all day. So let's change it up a bit. That's a good play. Now here Leslie tried to drop, but here let's look at Leslie's technique. So yeah, I like it. This is good, but this is where the feet are getting a little tangled. So Leslie tried to drop that ball, but because she was a little off balance, it was a little hard to do. So that was a little high, and Laura made a unforced error because she saw that big opening and she wanted to just put a little short cross court, which would have been a very good play. 1-4-2. There you go. So here's the third shot. This third shot was just way too high, right? And when it's that high to aggressive players' forehand, that's what's going to happen. But here, I want to talk about Laura's footwork here. So she tracks the ball nicely here. Everything is good. She's focused. She's looking into the ball. But instead of taking a shuffle step, that right foot stays and the left foot crosses. Now, she still made the shot, but look how vulnerable she is. If the ball would have came back down the line this way, she would have had a very hard time getting back to it. So a shuffle step, and staying in balance, that's what we want to do. 4-1-1. Nice deep serve. Nice deep return. Ooh. Let's see what happened there. So that's a good serve, nice and deep. That's very good return. Laura, she's dictating with that forehand. That creates a pop up, and so yeah, this is juicy, right? This is like, Laura's just looking at it. I'm gonna crush it, and she does, but she lunges at it a little too much, and I think she kind of got under it, creating a backspin, which tends to float the ball deep. All right, 4-1-2. Big drive, pop up. Oh, good hands. Oh, nice point. All right, let's break this down real quick. So we got the serve. Nice return. Big drive. Norma handles it nicely. The ball is low. So Gia pops it up. Now, Leslie is about to smack the crap out of this ball. And this is what I like. Look at Gia's paddle position. Ready position is not set in stone. Now, when you know the ball is going to be hit this high, you already know that it's going to come down to your feet, right? So having your paddle this low in anticipation of a low ball, that's the way to go. You have to almost, because you don't have too much time to react. And that's exactly what happens. Look at that. Gia's paddle literally travels maybe 1 foot. And that's how she's able to handle this hard attack. And it bounces in the kitchen on top of that. That gives you time to be established, and they take that time to get closer to the MVZ line. Look what happens. Look, step, step. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. When the ball bounces into the kitchen, that gives you the time to come and make your defense airtight. Now, that shot was a little high, so Laura attacked that cross court. Very nice point. Nice return. Whoops. Yep. Watching yourself on video is one of the best way. Look at that right foot sliding back as she's hitting. You see? So she's moving backwards as she's sitting. Six one. There you go. Okay. Nice, good point. So let's see. So here, a couple of things to talk about here. So we got the serve, we got the return, and look at that. Norma's return is always very solid. It's to the middle. It's deep. Now Gia, she decides to take this. She runs around her backhand and takes it as a forehand, which, yeah, a lot of people do that. There's no issue with that. But I want you to know that when you do that, there are consequences. You see. So when you do this, you have all this right side that you're opening yourself up to. Not only that, now on top of that, if you were to drive this ball, and if they're established at the MVZ line, if they were to bop it right here, that gives you even less time to cover this side. You see? So let's see what happens. So she does drive it, so it was risky, but the mistake that the FAR team made was, instead of capitalizing on Gia's mistake, we went cross court to Laura, and not only Laura's forehand, and she smacks it, and yeah, and you know, that's so Norma pops it up a little bit. Now Gia sees an opportunity, and she's a little bit late, so she couldn't really put too much, you know, pace into it, but she managed to drive it, and Leslie defends it nicely. Now, yeah, this is an interesting point that I want to talk about a little bit. So when you see this ball, right? You know, so is it Gia's ball or is it Laura's ball? A lot of people will say, oh, forehand in the middle. And yeah, but it's a little more intricate than that. It depends. So if you look at their positioning, Gia is hitting this ball probably good 2 feet in front of Laura's forehand. So you're cutting that ball off, which gives them less time. So that's another good thing. And number two, if you look at what Gia did before, right before this shot, I'm sorry, yeah. So she hits that, boom. So she has the momentum. She attacked that first ball. She's closer to the MVZ line, and so when she sees that ball, she wants to keep the momentum going, which is still a good play. Only thing is, this ball was a little too weak, the backhand. So yeah, if Laura would have took that, I think it would have been a lot more damaging. Now, yeah, that what I like to call a good miss. Now Leslie missed that dink, but that's exact play that she should have went to. Look how airtight that this corner is, you see? And so by pushing this ball to that corner, that's going to disrupt that momentum. That's going to make Gia reach for it. That's going to create the opening in the middle and, you know, down the line. So I think that's a good miss. 7-1-2. Short return, that's a little tricky. Yeah, once again, that middle return is always tricky. So in that situation, you want to be talking, you know, me, or you. There you go. Let's see. So, it's sort of wide. She comes in. Yep. Gia, she somewhat poaches. She reaches in. That's a short ball. Yeah. We got 7-1-1. There we go. Pow. Yep. That forward has been working all day. Let's see what happened there. Yeah, I think Norma, she was thinking it was gonna clip the net. So yeah, we want to be, because up to that point, yeah, maybe she's sitting up a little too straight. Yeah. So always getting ready with your knees bent, you could react to things a lot better, a lot faster. 811. There you go. Another strong forehand. It's working. I mean, what can you do? You just have to be ready. You know, you have to get that ball back, you know, and you have to expect the ball to be coming at you fast. All right, match point. And there we go. Yeah, we want that hitting feet to be stable when you're hitting the ball. So, yep, thank you very much for watching. I hope we learned something. It was really hot that day, and the ladies did a great job powering through. So, till next time, bye-bye.